Hola, Centani, and welcome to another episode of the Godfather Part 2 Minute. With me, Alex Robinson.
And with me, Andy Robinson.
And today we're talking about minute 62. 62. Oh, yeah. I mean, no, we're talking about minute 62.
You just played
Psyching
me.
You out.
You just punked me.
It's called bluffing. It's called bluffing when you do it.
I fold them out. No, you're out. No, I'm out.
I can't believe we saved the gambling for last.
By the way, that'll be our product for this minute. Will be not product, but like who would punk who within the Godfather universe? Like what kind of jokes would they play on each other?
Oh, like who would be the? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
Okay, we'll put a pin in it for now.
Done.
Because right now we got to talk about minute 62.
All right, Alex, repeat after me.
Go ahead.
E minuto. Numero. 62.
62.
You got it?
I like it. I like the 60.
You like them all?
I don't know. 50s I wasn't so crazy about. I like the 60s.
You're right. The 60. You know why you like the 60?
A lot of sibilants.
You like 60 because you like Christmas.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
That was like Connie. Because I like Christmas. Why do you come to me instead of going to a temple or a mosque? Because I like Christmas.
You go to the North Pole with men who treat you like horse. Minute number 62. Hyman Roth's Sicilian messenger boy, Johnnyola, leads Mikey and his bodyguard on a drive through the streets of sunny Miami. They eventually pull up in front of a modest white ranch-style home, and Mikey exits the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's, when we were watching this minute, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be another one of those. We got to bring our own fun.
I got some stuff to talk about.
All right, well, you want to kick things off then?
Sure. Alex, why is Mikey driving?
My first note was, it's weird seeing Mikey drive.
And the bodyguard's in the back.
Yeah.
And they first show Johnnyola driving, and then they cut to Michael driving.
Yeah.
And you see the bodyguard in the back. Do you see he's unsettled? He's shifting in his seat. I don't think he's physically uncomfortable, but he's sort of trying to get a better view to look ahead. I wondered if that was a clue into why Mikey was driving.
Yeah, that's funny. And so the question I had was, who else do we see drive? Is this the first time we see one of the main characters driving as opposed to a bodyguard or a button man or whomever? Lou.
Yeah, Lou.
Lou and Rocco, I guess, are the only drivers we know by name.
Yeah. Does Clemenza drive?
No, Paulie's actually driving, isn't he?
Oh, Paulie's driving. Yeah, Clemenza's in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
It might be. It was weird to see Mikey and any main character driving.
Do you think this is an attempt to thwart any would-be assassins? Like they would kill the bodyguard thinking it was... That would be funny if they had if the bodyguard dressed up like Mikey, or they got like a body double to be him.
Maybe they just got Fredo to dress up like Mikey. He's like, I want respect. They convince him to like, oh, you'll be respect. We're dressing you like the head of the family. Oh, I get it. Yeah.
You finally get some new suit.
I get to be Mikey for a day.
They break his jaw and make him like 4 inches shorter.
They do just like a miniature. What do you call that day? Like a quick boot camp for him. Passing Fredo through all of Mikey's trials. Like they send him to Sicily for 3 days.
Oh, I see.
They break his jaw.
That's like a crash course. Corleone crash course.
Corleone crash course. Oh, Mike, now I see how it is with you. I'm okay. You can be head of the family. I want to go back to Vegas. Yeah, so I don't know why Mikey's driving.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I can't think of any, I'm like, well, the guy's not from America, so maybe he doesn't have a driver's license, but What kind of lame gangster
it's the
excuse is
50s.
that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, hold up there, Mikey. He can't drive. He's not registered. He's not a licensed driver in this country.
That's Johnnyola, you think?
Or whoever sent the bodyguard.
No, I like how it's Johnnyola because he's the one that meets them at the dog track, remember?
That's right,
at the racetrack.
Well, so
and Johnny's like, whoa, your bodyguard. He's got to sit in the back. You've got to sit in the front where everyone can see you.
That's how we do it here in Miami.
Yeah. I mean, we paid off the cops, but come on, the DMV, that's a whole nother story. We can't get to the DMV. We don't have a guy on the inside. Do you think the Corleones have a guy on the inside of the New York DMV?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Probably, right? Get license info.
Or just to be able to, I would assume if you have access to the DMV, you could probably, like, access other areas in terms of, like, because you could issue a fake license and all sorts of stuff that would be useful for people who are operating, under the law. I assume they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it depends, I guess. If you're going to have an inside guy at the DMV, that would be why you would have it. You wouldn't have a guy just, he could totally help you pass your test. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't seem worth it enough to really.
Our guy will get you right in the front of the line. These men are licensed to drive vehicles, and if you prevent them from doing that, you'll have to show up in the morning at the DMV and show your T3 form.
You know, could you use some help from the DMV?
Who?
It's Apollonia.
Oh. I don't think they offer driving lessons.
Well, here's the other thing that I looked up. So when they're driving through Miami, they pass by a bunch of buildings, and I found where those things are. Like someone has gone to the trouble of identifying where those things are.
Oh,
cool. That's the
where they were filmed, or
where they are filmed
and take place.
Yeah, presumably, I guess they are. In this case, they are. They're both locations are in Miami. So although here's the weird part. So that they're on that bridge, and that's the 41st Street Bridge. If you live in Miami and you know where that probably you're like, oh yeah, I totally know where that is. Mm-hmm. And they arrive at Hyman Roth's house, which is also still there, and it's at 2045 North Hibiscus Drive.
Okay,
in North Miami. And
you know what you can make out of hibiscus?
What's that?
You can make molasses.
Well, I know this. You're like, why are you telling me all this? Who cares?
What? Come on, I don't care
about
here's
Miami
the thing. Sites.
Assuming that they arrived at Miami Airport, if they were to go right from Miami Airport to Hyman Roth's address, it's a half an hour drive.
All right.
But if they're going by the racetrack and then the 41st Street Bridge, that is a 1 hour and 16-minute trip.
Okay.
So why did Johnnyola lead them? Why didn't he go directly to Hyman Roth's house? Why did he double the length of the trip to go out of their way? Was he showing them the sights? Is there a more sinister motive? Like
maybe Hyman Roth was napping and he needed to kill time?
Maybe. Did he tell Mikey this, or did he just say, "Oh, Mikey, I want you to see the downtown promenade they built here"? Hyman Roth built the new, the big signpost.
Yeah. It's a big Mo Green statue. He's like, Or maybe Johnny brings him to an architect's office, and they unveil to Mikey, like, look what we're planning on building in Mo Green's name. It's a miniature statue. The statue will be huge, but the architectural mock-up is just this little one.
Oh, so it's like a diorama of what the plaza will look like. And
when Johnnyola showed it to Hyman Roth, he's like, too small. He's like, no, Mr. Roth, that's just a diorama. He's like, it's too small. And this man he was a great man.
That's funny, because usually Hyman Roth is the other way. Usually he's saying he wants stuff smaller than. So it's weird that in this case he's like, big a statue.
Yeah. Big a piece.
So
I can't answer your question, but
is there something in the book about it?
No, there's nothing.
Hyman Roth not even in the book.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Nada. But I do have a question later on when they get to Hyman Roth's house. You'll notice Johnnyola gets out of his car, and what does he do, Alex? He jogs from his car to Hyman Roth's front door.
Yeah,
as if he's in a hurry. Maybe he took too much time showing Mikey the sights and getting getting excited at the track and losing track of time.
They got stuck in traffic on the 41st Street Bridge.
Yeah.
Mr. Roth, I'm sorry. Does he call? Do we never hear? Does he ever call him? Do we ever hear Johnnyola? I don't even think they have do they?
I think he says our friend in Miami. But he said that earlier.
Are there any scenes where Johnnyola addresses Hyman Roth? Does he call him Mr. Roth? Does he call him Hyman? Does he call
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Whatever the Jewish term for Godfather would be.
I don't think there's any dialogue between them. But there are scenes where they are in the same room.
I'm assuming
Johnny does say at his birthday party later, he says, "Not for a long time."
But he doesn't say Mr. Roth or anything like that.
No.
So we don't know.
The only time is he refers to him as our friend in Miami, which is a great way to refer to him.
Although he does also call him Hyman Roth. He says Hyman Roth always makes money for his partner.
That's
so he
right.
does refer to him by his complete name.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Roth, will you be meeting with Michael now? And will you always make money for your partners? That's part of his shtick. Remember, Johnnyola always has to mention that.
Do you what if they had kept that going and you never learned Hyman Roth's name? What if they always just referred to him as our friend in Miami?
Oh wow!
And never like, I don't know. I kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's cool. Another note.
Yeah. Although I guess it would be kind of weird when you couldn't have Frankie Five Angels being all mad. I guess you could have him say,
you barely
like his Sicilian messenger boy, a friend from my, or that,
or that Jew in Miami. He says that at some point.
Yeah.
So there's
so
other
never
ways.
refer to him by his name, Hyman Roth.
Well, I think he does. Frankie does say Hyman Roth in some scene where he's drunk and mad. And also, Hyman Roth's house is very modest, as you said in the description. It's unassuming, and I think that makes him even seem to be more powerful in a weird way.
He doesn't need to
flaunt it.
Flaunt it.
Yeah,
I mean, if anything, he's kind of almost like flaunting the opposite.
Yeah,
because I don't know if you notice, like they pull up in front of his house and his garage door is open.
Yeah.
Like he's some kind of like hillbilly or something. You can see his mattress and his lawnmower and
I mean, maybe that's brilliant. Maybe he's blending in. He's hiding in plain sight.
An ordinary businessman, not a pension.
Yeah.
My garage door has been broken for 22 years now.
I always cut the lawn for my neighbors. He always cuts the lawn for his neighbors.
He always cuts the lawns of his partners.
But the reason I bring this up is because
why do you bring this
up?
It
makes him seem more powerful. Him having this modest house.
Well, especially,
the reason I bring it up is because, to answer your question, I think it would be even more powerful if they didn't use his name. It's just like, our friend in Miami. There's just more mystique behind it.
Yeah. Especially given that we just saw in GF1, the Corleones lived in a compound. Mm-hmm. And then in GF2, they're living in high in the Nevada mountains, drinking champagne cocktails.
Sierra Mountains. Yeah.
So they obviously have they have a boathouse, for crying out loud. Their boathouse is probably as big as Hyman Roth's whole entire house.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised for his safety, or do you think he's just so hidden in plain sight that it doesn't even,
Oh, what they don't show you is he owns the 40 houses all around that, and they all have bodyguards.
As soon as Mikey and every house in the neighborhood had a guy with a rifle aiming right at them, and they
and like the guys doing the landscaping are all like agents and bodyguards, like his button men.
Yeah,
they're all.
The whole town is basically Hyman Roth's private land that he.
Our friend in the Roth neighborhood of Miami.
Well, so
what were we talking about?
We were talking about the fact that when they arrive, well, first of all,
Johnnyola just drives them around all over the place.
Yeah, but then when they park, Hyman Roth has one of those kind of driveways where you can kind of drive in one end and drive out the other end.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's like one of those kind of I don't know what you call that.
Yeah, like a little loop thing.
Yeah. But yet neither gentleman parks on it. They both park kind of on the street, on the grass. It looks like Mikey parks.
Yeah. So disrespectful. Pull up right onto someone's grass.
Well, I'm assuming that Mikey is just doing whatever Johnny said did. Like, I don't know, we can't see. Maybe Johnny even said, like, gestured, like, oh, park right there.
That's
or
true,
whatever.
because Johnny drives back.
But even Johnny didn't park in the driveway.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wonder what that's about.
And then he jogs up.
Yeah.
He's not wasting time.
I assumed it was so that he could kind of, like, he didn't want Mikey getting to the door ahead of him. So he could kind of at least to say, hey, Mrs. Roth, could you tell. So what do you think the relationship is between Johnnyola and Mrs. Roth?
Whoa, don't ask.
Does she just think he's like one of his like employees? Does she not like him because she knows he's associated with a criminal element?
And that is his wife, right?
The lady who's saying, "Oh, you're gonna bop your eardrums." I feel like it is. She comes with him to Cuba and everything.
Yeah,
and she doesn't seem glamorous enough to be a mistress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm Hyman Roth, I'm not going to be you're going to have a hot side piece, not a dowdy middle-aged woman.
So you think that was his?
I think that's his wife.
That's his wife, but he has items on the side.
I can't say anything about Mr. Roth's private life. We don't see any evidence either way. I mean, so.
You know what he might be getting on the side?
Yeah. What's that?
A smaller piece.
I'm assuming he doesn't have children. Either that or the children are not involved in the criminal, he doesn't hand any of his stuff down to any of the kids.
Which is really interesting because, I mean, we've talked a few times about how the Jewish mob, it was a transition generation.
Yeah.
But you would think that if Hyman Roth got that powerful, and even Mikey said, oh, he treats me like a son and acts like he's going to pass all this on to me.
Yeah.
You'd think that becoming that powerful, he would want to hand it over to family to continue.
I don't think he ever thinks he's going to die. I mean, or he doesn't have any family.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Or do you say, well, I didn't do this so my son could be the head of a criminal empire. I did it so my son could be a heart surgeon. I don't want him having to deal with all these criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I reminisce about it. I'm nostalgic about running Molasses out of Canada, but it was a real pain in the butt.
Well, and I don't even know if he's really nostalgic about it or is just appealing to Mikey's nostalgia. I'm sure to him he was like freezing our asses off there in Toronto trying to get some molasses.
Molasses was cold. It wouldn't flow.
They don't speak French up there.
That's the reason I don't trust smugglers who don't speak English.
That's why he wants his son to become a doctor so that his son can take care of him and make sure he never dies. All my children, award-winning surgeons.
Do you think Hyman Roth would have, if the technology were available at the time, he would have done the cryogenics?
I don't know. Or like Marlon Brando, have himself uploaded to uploaded to a computer. So
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Cyber Roth. It's all like a cyborg body with his head in a jar on top of it.
He's smashing all the plaques and statues in Vegas.
Smash, kill, destroy.
Or even the Roth, even the Cyber Roth has that voice.
Oh well, yeah, it's him. It's his soul in there, so it would still be his.
But in a cyborg body.
Yeah.
Cyborg, a machine. Body. I love it. Why is he destroying Vegas?
So
what do you think, Johnny? Why do you think Johnnyola gave him the runaround?
I think he just ran up to kind of clear it with the wife. And say,
no, why do you think he took Mikey all around Miami?
I like the idea that Hyman was napping, or maybe it was even a power play where Hyman's like, don't take him right here. Take him around to see this, show him some of the sights before he gets here. Give him make him drink a lot of water and then drive him around in a car for an hour and a half.
Even better, make him drive.
Tell him some bullshit about how his driver isn't licensed, and he has to. So the other thing is, where do you think Mikey got this car from? Did he rent it? Does Johnnyola, when he showed up at the airport, was Johnny like, hey, I got you a car? Was does Corleone have like a local? Do they have like a local person who?
I don't know if they have Miami connections
things?
At this time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like Johnny provided him with a car.
I think you're right. They would have just showed up today. This is your car, so you can drive around.
I mean, especially if Hyman Roth is trying to lull Mikey into a false sense of security. It seems like the thing to do would be to make him feel as comfortable as possible by providing everything for him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or unless you think they like killed a guy and took the car as soon as they landed at the airport. They land, the bodyguard just kills somebody and takes the car.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna say Johnny kills someone, steals the car. Then that's why they want Mikey driving it. And he's driving a hot car.
I think I bet the bodyguard had a couple of drinks on the plane, and that's why. Now you gotta tell me I gotta drive the car.
you drink on the way down here like you got nothing to do, like you're not my bodyguard. You use your employer like a whore.
Old man, you had too much wine.
Oh, hey, one more thing about before we move on. So Johnny, I think Johnny just would want him to have a good time. That's why he brought him
Mikey?
to that's why he brings, because remember, Johnnyola knows all these places.
Oh, that's true.
Old Man Roth doesn't. That's what Fredo calls it.
That's right.
So our friend in Miami and Old Man Roth.
Oh man, can you imagine if Roth heard him being called Old Man Roth?
Old. I'm younger than you, Fredo.
And I never lie about my age.
Today, I'm 19.
I'm finally a man.
He really believes that, too.
Does he really believe it, or does he just want people to think he really believes it?
I think he really believes it. He starts to lose his mind, and then he becomes the Old Man Roth in And Justice for All.
Justice for All, yeah. Like, what's like the chin? Doesn't the chin...
walk around in the bathroom.
Yeah.
What else you got, Alex?
Well, I want to know who is the real Andy Robinson.
Who is the real Robinson?
We made a big issue, obviously, of the fact that Mikey is driving his own car here, but typically I feel like he is driven around. We've seen him have chauffeurs before, or drivers. So, Andy Robinson, if you had a choice, let's suppose a loyal Godfather Minute listener says, you know what, I love the show so much, I'm going to provide you with a lifetime either driver, chef, maid, or butler.
I'll take them all.
You can only choose one.
Wait, what does the butler do?
Well, the butler would like answer your door and maybe bring you probably like some like.
He's the go-between between me and the chef.
Yeah, you probably would.
It's more like a personal
if you're like
assistant.
sitting down and be like, "Oh, I'd like a cocktail, a champagne cocktail." He'd probably be like, "Yes," and then bring it out to you. Or whatever.
He would turn down the football game for me.
Yes.
On the TV.
Well, you don't want to blow out your eardrums. So which one would you rather have?
So lifetime chauffeur, chef, maid, or butler? Oh man, that's a great question.
Now these people would live on premises, but in like a separate, little building.
Well, chauffeur, I'm going to say no because
no fur.
No fur. Schnofer.
No chauffeur for you.
Schnofer. That's when you get rid of your chauffeur.
More like pack your bags and go fur.
No, because I'm okay driving, and when my wife and I drive, she drives because she loves to drive. So, taken care of. Butler,
you already have a chauffeur.
Yeah, Butler is kind of overkill. I feel like there's not enough work for them to do.
Butler doesn't seem like it should be your primary one. A butler would be a good... The good thing about a butler is you could theoretically, that would be your point person. Butler seems like you almost need that butler to manage the rest of the staff.
It's like a personal assistant.
And they would be the person who you say, hey, you know what, tell the cook tonight I want this or whatever. So you only have to deal with the butler.
So you can't, so then I'm definitely saying no to the butler.
You're saying no to the butler.
Because if you choose the butler to do all those things, there's no one to do all those things.
Yeah, because that's the thing with a butler. You'd still have to cook. You'd still have to clean. You'd still have to...
So no to the butler.
No to the butler.
No butler. This is a toss-up. So
but butler probably might... I'm sure if a butler is listening to this, they'd be like, that's a valet's job. Is a butler to help you pick out your clothes every day.
That's true.
Like when you got out of the shower, there'd be all your clothes would be picked out for you, and he would help you put it on and
like book your travel arrangements.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess I keep thinking of the modern butler as a personal assistant.
Yeah, I guess
But
so.
you're sticking with old school, wearing the tux.
Well, because I guess
Worcester and
butler
Jeeves.
also implies a certain level of like formality and like when someone comes to the door, they're going to be greeted by a butler, not by your personal assistant.
Because I have so many people visiting me.
If I'm a butler, I'm inviting people over all the time.
Oh, definitely. You're right. You're right. Yeah. So
I would say welcome solicitors. I would put a sign on my
and you
front
just
door.
leave your door open.
All welcome.
Would you have your butler stand outside so people could see? No, you'd want the door closed because you want them to ring the bell and then be surprised that the butler
Yes.
and the tuck.
Yeah,
opens
that's
the
true.
door.
All right, sorry folks, but that paywall's a coming crashing down.
I'm sorry, Alex. I never wanted you to do this for you. I wanted you to be Patreon, Alex, and free content, Alex.
Yes, what we want from you is for you to go to godfatherminute.com/support, become a Patreon of the show, less than $1 a show, and for that you get twice as much content for each episode of GF2, and plus all the GF1 bonus content and the Godfather 3 commentary track. Sign up for 1 month, and then, if you're like, this wasn't worth it, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, and then just bail out.
Yeah, just bailing out.
But at that point, you can get the hell out of here.